Hi, this is Brian Hughes from the London Contemporary School of Piano, and in this piano tutorial I'm going to show you how to play Into the West from the Lord of the Rings film Return of the King. So if you like the work we do at the school and our walkthrough videos, head on over to our website contemporaryschoolofpiano.com, where you can find out more about our lessons and our courses. So this song uses the 6 chords of the major key, so I think it's a really good one to practice all your chords. So just to start in the key of C major, we're going to be using C, F and G major, and we're going to be using D, E and A minor. So the song is a nice introduction that uses just this fifth. So we're going to use C and G in each hand. So the right hand is going to split up the notes, G, C, G, C. And the left hand is just going to hold this fifth. So it's G, C, G, C. And then we're going to play this high G, and we're going to do the same again. So that sets up the song nicely. So I'm not going to use the melody for the verses in the pre-chorus of the song. We're going to just do a piano accompaniment. And for the chorus, we're going to add in some melody. So the first thing I'm going to do is just to show you the chords and the voicing we're going to use for the verse. So we're going to start with a C major chord in this position. Then we're going to do the G major chord in this position, D minor, and then the A minor chord in this position. So I just want you to get used to playing those chords just as block chords first in these positions. The next thing we're going to do is to break up these chords, and I'm going to use the same format each time. So we're going to play the top note, go up the chord, down the chord, and up again. So it's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So we're going to do that for each of these chords. So it'll be So for the verse, it's going to repeat that chord progression 4 times. So let's move on to the pre-chorus. This is going to start with A minor. My right hand is going to be in this position for the A minor chord. So we're going to use A minor. We're going to do C major with G in the bass. Then we're going to do this chord. So this is an F major 7 chord. So I'm keeping the F in my bass, and these are the 3 notes in my right hand. And then we're going to finish that with a G major chord in this position. So let's just go through those chords one more time. So it's A minor in this position, C major with G in the bass, F major 7, and then G major. We're going to stick to the same configuration of the right hand we did for the verse. So it's going to be and again, it does this chord progression 4 times, and that's going to lead you into the chorus. So for the chorus, I like to play the melody because the rhythm is quite simple, and also it just makes the chorus a bit stronger. The melody in the verse and the pre-chorus is quite syncopated, so I generally tend to leave the melody out. So for the start of the chorus, I'm going to start with this nice strong C octave. And for my right hand, I'm going to do the interval of a 6th, so from A to the F, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I'm going to move around these 6ths like that. So with the left hand, it's going to be so that gives a nice, full and stronger sound at the start of the chorus. Then I'm going to add in some small counter melodies which are in this chorus. So she sings, and then there's a counter melody. So what I'm doing in my right hand is I'm using thirds Then I'm going to land on this F major chord in this position. So let me just add that in after the melody. And when I land on this F chord, I'm going to move my left-hand octave to the Fs. And now for the high part of the melody, so after playing this F chord, I'm going to keep my thumb on this middle C, and I'm going to come down in thirds with my top fingers. So it's going to be like this. So that's the melody here in the top. So I'll just do that one more time. So I'm going to land on the F chord with the left-hand octave, and then I'm going to repeat that left hand again. Here. And then I'm going to do the first part again. And I'm going to add in a C chord and then this G major chord. So I'll just do that second part of the chords again. So C major chord and then G. And all the time I'm doing these octaves in my left hand. Again, I'm going to add in another little counter melody after this chord, after this G chord. So the French horn does that melody after she lands on this note. I'm also going to back that up by adding two notes, D and G. And just complete that chord. So when I land on this G major chord, so that's the first half of the chorus. It's going to repeat. So I'm adding in one small different bit here. So to do the thirds again that I did earlier and come down to this G major chord. So that'll be and then the final counter melody here is going to be so it's extended this time. So it's longer than the first one. And we're now at the final part of the song, and it's going to start with an A minor chord in this position. So just to give you the lead in that. We're going to land here. So I'll first go through the chord progression of this section. So A minor in this position. We're going to do E minor with G in the bass. Then we're going to do D minor with F in the bass. And then we're going to go to this G major chord in this position. So this time, just to vary it from the verse, I'm going to actually play the chord and then go up, down and up the chord. So just a little bit different to the verse and the pre-chorus. So it's going to be. And then one final chord progression. I'm going to move down to here for this A minor chord. The chord progression changes, so it's A minor, C major, with G in the bass, and then I'm going to do F major in this position, and then G major in this position. So let me do that now, and adding in the broken chords. And then you just have to add all of those different parts of the song together. There's going to be another verse, another pre-chorus, and another chorus, so you can play it all exactly the same. And at the very end, it goes back and it does what you did in the intro. And you can just add in a few extra notes and hold the pedal and leave it for a long time. And now I'm going to play through the song from the intro up until the end of the first chorus. So if you like the work we do at the school and our walkthrough videos, head on over to our website, contemporaryschoolofpiano.com, where you can find out more about our lessons and our courses.